Hello, this is your chemistry tutor, Akpeji, Honesty. You can see these questions on this video. Why is the active site called catalytic site? Many students are often confused on how to answer this question. Number two, explain how the number of active sites can be increased for a given mass of a catalyst. Okay, and number three, what is the role of desorption? Okay, the role of desorption during after catalysis. What happens in desorption? So what is now the significant? What is the role of that desorption? Okay, let me take it from the first one. Why is the active site called catalytic site? Okay, first of all, what is active site? Active site, from my fifth video, you will see there, it is a specific region of the catalyst where a substrate or where a molecule binds and catalysis takes place. Actually, it is the site, the region, okay, at the surface of the catalyst where chemical reaction occur. It is not the entire the surface of the catalyst that chemical reaction actually take place. It is the active site. So that is where the chemical reaction takes place. So why is the active site called catalytic site? The active site is called catalytic site because they contain unsaturated atoms or they contain electrons readily available for adsorption of molecule or reaction of molecule. I think with that, with the background introduction I gave about active site and with this answer, I think that is good to go. Number two, explain how the number of active sites can be increased for a given mass of catalyst. Okay, the number of active sites, as I told you, it is in the active site you have functional group, reactive functional group that helps, in the chemical reaction. Okay, so how do you now increase the number of active sites for a mass of a given catalyst? When a catalyst is given to you and you want the active site, the number of the active sites to be increased, then it is linked to the surface area of the catalyst. Okay, so it means that the surface area of the catalyst has to be increased. Okay, if you increase the surface area of the catalyst, the number of active sites, okay, of the catalyst will also increase. What do we mean by increasing the surface area of the catalyst? Let me explain here. I think let me just use a general let me let me explain it in a way that you will understand. Okay, if you are increasing the surface of a catalyst, let's say you have a catalyst that is like this. From I think you can see what I am drawing. Okay, if you break this catalyst further, you are going to have a smaller particles, small particles. Okay, smaller particles. Okay, so from here now, the smaller the particles, the higher the surface area. The smaller the particle size, the higher the surface area. So you can say there is a higher surface area here, than here. I hope you understand. So when you make the catalyst powdery, like in a powdery form, you are increasing the surface area of the catalyst. I think that answers question number two, that the number of active sites of a catalyst can be increased by simply increasing the surface area of the catalyst. Then number three, what is the role of desorption in the process of catalysis? If you go back to my fifth video, okay, on catalysis 5, you will see that desorption, okay, is actually the last process in the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis, and that explains the release of the product. Okay, desorption is diffusion is the last process, but desorption is what leads to the diffusion. Okay. Now, the role of desorption is the release of the the product from the surface of the catalyst. So when desorption takes place, so what is now the role? Let me explain. When a molecule binds on the surface of the catalyst, okay, where you have the active site, that already decrease the number of active sites available for reaction. So when the molecule turns to a product and a new product is formed and then desorbs away from the surface of the catalyst, that simply means the number of the active sites will be increased. And when the number of the active sites is increased, that happens because desorption occurs. So I can simply put it like this, that the role of desorption in the process of catalysis is to make the surface of the solid catalyst free for the fresh adsorption of the reactants on the surface. It is the process, it is to make the surface of the solid catalyst free for the fresh adsorption of the reactant. That means another reactant to bind, to adsorb on the surface of the catalyst. I hope you understand and you quite get something from this video. So I need you to just like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, you put on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video in chemistry, you will be duly notified. Okay, I'm expecting you to do that now. Come on. Okay, do that now. Thank you. Thank you. You will receive more videos.